All right, class. Good morning. It's a great day for anatomy and physiology because we get to start a new chapter. Chapter 12, we're taking a look at the circular system, the cardiovascular system. And first of all, there's 8 main functions of the circulatory system. One is to deliver all the nutrients to the individual cells. You have trillions of cells in your body. They all need carbohydrates, fats, proteins, water, all those good things. So that's one of the functions. And even though oxygen is a nutrient, we put that one separate because it's so important. Oxygen is being transported to every one of the cells in your body. And then, of course, it has to take the carbon dioxide waste away from the body. And in general, it has to get rid of the waste, all those metabolic waste, the urea, the uric acid, and all those will build up. Those are toxins, so we need to get rid of those. And then eventually we take those to the kidneys, and the kidneys filter them out, and we pass them out of our body. Temperature regulation is a biggie. We're warm-blooded. We stay at roughly around 98.6 in the internal organs, and the cardiovascular system is one of the main reasons that we can do that. Then when it does get a cut or when we get damage to the cardiovascular, we also have to have a system in place to clot that blood so that we don't bleed out. Pathogens, fighting pathogens is a big function of the cardiovascular system. Hormones. Now we distribute those hormones. When we take a look at the endocrine system, remember it dumped it into the blood and it takes it all over the place. So those are the 8 main functions for the cardiovascular system. Okay, right here, I'm going to tell you that to get all the points on the chapter 12.1 worksheet that I'm going to send out after this video, you have to write COCO on the top of your assignment. If you don't, I will assume that you did not watch this video and I will take 2 points off. So write COCO on the top of your 12.1 worksheet and it'll be worth 2 points. All right, the next thing I want to take a look at is how the blood goes through the body. And if I just go in general, the blood comes in from the superior and inferior vena cava and it dumps into that right atrium, goes from there into the right ventricle. From there it leaves the heart and goes to the lungs. These are all blue. They look like they're blue because the blood is deoxygenated, becomes oxygenated in the lungs, and now it becomes bright red. And from there on out, then it's red as it comes back into the heart and will dump into the left atrium, from there the left ventricle, and then it goes out the aorta to go out through the entire body. If I take a look at that and just the heart here and take a look at an enlarged heart and take a look at it a little bit more exact, this is the superior vena cava, so all the blood basically above your heart is going to come into through there, and the inferior vena cava, all the blood from below your heart is going to come in through that. Both of those are going to dump into the right atrium. We have what's called the tricuspid valve. That's the atrioventricular valve between the right atrium and the right ventricle. And when the atrium contracts, it's going to open up those valves and push the blood here. And then when the ventricle contracts, it will slam these valves shut. And then it'll force it up and out through the pulmonary valve and go through the pulmonary arteries. And those are going to go to the lungs, the left and right lung. Then it becomes oxygenated, comes back in from the left into the right lungs, and it's going to dump into the left atrium. There it goes by the bicuspid valve, and same thing, as the pressure increases, it's going to open these valves up, and then when the blood's in here and the ventricle contracts, it will slam these valves shut. Then it will go out through these semilunar valves again, and those are the aortic valves, and it's going to go out to the aorta, and from here it goes to the body. 5% of that actually doesn't go out to the body, it feeds the heart itself. And that is a quick talk about the functions of the circulatory system, in general, how blood goes through our whole system, and just a little bit more specific on how it goes through the heart. Okay, remember to put that COCO on the top of your 12-1 worksheet to get those points. Thanks.